everybody, welcome back to the 94Co channel. In case you're new here, my name is Chobi and you might be familiar with me because of that car right there. That is my 3.6 liter manual all-wheel drive swapped Mark 6 GTI. But today, as I am wrapping up the series finale video on that car, if you haven't seen that video series where we engine swapped it, I will link a playlist somewhere on the screen here. And if you haven't seen the video series in which we all-wheel drive swap it, I'll link the playlist for that also somewhere right here on the screen. But while I wrap up the series finale on the all-wheel drive swap on that car, I figured now is a pretty good time to introduce my new project to the 94Co channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my 1996 Volkswagen Jetta GLX. So, in case you are new to Volkswagens, GLX is very important to this car because that means that it has a VR6. That is right, this has a AAA 12-valve, 2.8 liter VR6. I traded my beloved Futuras for this car, so the Futuras are now off to a new home, but to be quite honest, I don't believe I could be any happier with this trade. This is a North Carolina car since new. I bought it from the second owner. It is rust-free and it only has 132,000 miles on it. Well, what better way to start than to point out all the things wrong with my new project. So to start off, it came with this steering wheel that I am not much a fan of. It is on some BBS reps. These are not real RS2s, they are in fact reps, so we got to get rid of those. The rear ride height is very wacky because the rear wheels are way too wide for the car and they're on a spacer for some reason. The right rear taillight has condensation in it. It has a leaky valve cover. It has some intermittent window regulator problems. Sometimes the windows want to go up, sometimes they don't. The speedometer basically just works whenever it wants to. Looks like it has a little bit of a coolant leak. It has this wire right here that's not connected to anything, so we need to connect that to something. It needs an ignition service. It needs the shifter box rebuilt. It needs the front seats to be repaired. Currently they rock back and forth and don't really want to lock into position. The sun visor fell off on its maiden voyage back to my house. The suspension is kind of noisy and kind of creaks and clunks over uneven surfaces. It is missing this front reflector right here. The passenger side skirt has seen better days. It is way too quiet. We definitely need to put an exhaust on this thing. I have yet to even attempt to use the wipers. My hazard switch only activates the left blinker. However, both of my blinkers work. It has this silly filter on a stick, this hot air intake. The center console just lifts up and does this. The clamshell is busted. And in general, it's, you know, a near 30-year-old car. Oh yeah, and one other thing. When you're driving this thing and you come to a stop, it just turns off. So, what exactly are my plans with this car? Well, I have a few ideas as far as the direction that I could take this build, but I don't want to give too much of that away for now because I'm still trying to decide exactly what it is that I want to do with this car. But before we get into all of the crazy cool mods that I can do to this car, and believe me when I tell you, there will be plenty of really cool mods that I do to this car, we need to get it running and driving properly first. And so that is why I'm extremely excited to announce that once again, Eurotuning has decided to partner up with me on this Mark III build. What I really like about Eurotuning is that they offer service kits for all kinds of maintenance items on all kinds of European cars. So no longer do you have to scroll through a website and pick each individual item that you need to fix whatever it is that you're working on. Euro Tuning has thousands of kits that are already pre-assembled for you. It's a simple add it to cart and buy it and it'll ship to your house. Need to do a carbon cleaning and a water pump on your Mark 6? Euro Tuning has service kits for that. Need to do a DSG service to that Mark 6 Sport Wagon that you just stuck a new transmission in? Euro Tuning's got you covered. Need an engine because your TSI blew up? Well, I don't know if Euro Tuning sells that, but had you done your timing chains in advance before your engine blew up, you guessed it, Euro Tuning has a service kit for that. So we're gonna partner up with Euro Tuning. They have all kinds of service kits for Mark 3s, for the 12 valve, 2.8 liter VR6. We're just gonna tear into this thing and knock off every single thing that's broken, knock off every single maintenance item. We are going to restore this thing back to its former glory. And then believe me guys, when I tell you, we're gonna utilize our partnership with Euro Tuning to do some really cool things to this car. So I hope you guys are as excited about this car as I am. And next time this thing makes its way onto the channel, we will be going through and fixing all kinds of things. And until then, I will see y'all on the next one.